Right, so working right now with the Monster AI. I've been doing that for a couple of days, and last thing I was doing is fixing some AI of the torch ants who used to use the so-called magma demon AI. And basically it worked only when that monster dwells on levels 17 through 20, which is also the reason why you see magma balls of magma demons, uh, magma missiles replaced with fireballs when you meet them in first level of Flesh Gem Quest. So now it works properly everywhere, and I'm testing this on this little torch ant I placed here. It's actually a random level, just place them to appear on level 1. And you can see he's doing his circling, also spits the fireballs. And I also made the speed of the fireballs be randomized and be dependent on dungeon level and difficulty. So you meet a pack of those guys, and not all of their missiles will have identical speed, and the randomness factor will increase when you go deeper in dungeon levels and progress through difficulty modes. So I think that adds to the fun factor. I'm not sure it makes more difficult or less difficult for for player to dodge this. But as you can see, this is what is it? Horror level 1, obviously, and the speed of a missile is very low. That's about as low as speed factor 10. And by the end of Doom it will reach some 40-ish speed. Actually, maximum I set to 4G. So that works, and I'll be switching right now to some of my magic windows and change the attacks, change their behavior, and we'll see how that plays out. So while I'm coding something different, you'll see the wonderful black window and some nice ambient in the ground, in background, will prevent you from suffering boredom. Suffering from boredom. Actually, it doesn't take long. So now it should be using just fireballs, and they should be faster. Right. See, that's firebolt. And the pattern is the same. It does the circling, and it and firebolt speed is not randomized. Maybe yet, if I go ahead and add randomization to it, by the next version it will have a randomization factor also. I'm just showing off here, I guess, because I figured out how to do it yesterday, and I've been having fun with this basically since then. Well, actually, for about 4 hours today. So that's Firebolt. Yeah, Sanctity, whatever. Hydra, Lightning, Nova. I'm not sure about Lightning Nova. What if we replace the effect? With Lightning Nova. Let's see what that does. Actually, I don't think monsters support Nova. There's usually code support for player or non-player. And if it's not supporting Nova, I guess it will crash or do something weird. So yeah. So it shoots single lightning tile. Single missile of lightning. When they go in a pack, it's that's your lightning spell. All right. Got that? And if we replace that, what? What did I do? I did something wrong here. Thank God for Control Z. So now it's gonna be burning my ass. No, it's burning his own ass. Okay. Wait. It should be burning mine. Why are you burning your own? That's kind of wrong. How do we change that? Maybe like this.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Right, now it burns my ass. My sweet blue ass. And it can travel. How do you like that? Monsters playing tactical on you, defending themselves from you, placing walls. Actually, I'm pretty well protected, so for a weak character that would mean certain deaths. And it looks like it can cast multiple walls on the same tile. It might be fun to enter a closed area and have a clever monster set a lot of firewalls behind you to prevent your escaping. and deactivate your teleport and phasing while the fight is on. How evil is that? Alright. We actually might use it. Actually might, but I guess it has to be a very specific scenario, and I'm not sure it's a viable solution for extra modes. We'll see. We shall see.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Well, this is your basic lightning demon attack. In essence, nothing. Let's go for some exotic stuff. I know it can cast magma balls. Mm, what else? Arcane stars. But I'd like to see something unusual. Maybe this. No idea if this is going to work. hmm I have a feeling it's gonna crash.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Or it will charge. Or cast Nova on me. Or flash. Or yeah, or do nothing. Okay. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything.
The smell of death surrounds me.
So that's Fire Arrow. Honestly, I can't imagine a monster being able to use a melee attack and Fire Arrow as secondary attack. I just no. Oh hey, we got Bull Lightning in the house. Again, I'm not sure it's gonna work. Maybe there's no support for monster. I think I gave support for the bone demon type of things that use well, nowadays they use new cold missiles, but they back in the day they used to cast that so-called blue that I had recolored to white slash blue color, and it was a physical spell. But ball lightning, I don't know. Either it
The
works
smell
or
of
crashes.
death surrounds me.
Monster casting ball lightning. Bet you never seen this one. I haven't. Looks funny. But it doesn't look like it's working. I don't know. Well, messing with the damage formula is too much hassle. I'm definitely not gonna do it right now. What the hell is that? Fire trap! Just for the lulz. Let's see what fire trap does.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Oh, okay. It's kind of obvious. Stone Curse. Holy Noah. Golem. Uh, well, monsters can't summon Golem, but they can summon monsters that are force activated on a given level. So
The smell of death
this will
surrounds
either
me.
result in game crash or it will summon something like a skeleton. Come on, show me. Come on. Yeah. It needs something different. Actually, it needs a different AI. Right now, I'm just changing. It's all happening within one type of intelligence. I'm just at the moment changing the secondary missiles. That's all I do. But you have to try it. Kind of go through the list, see what the options are.
Smell of
Seriously? Am I even streaming right now? Well, looks like I am. Where was I? Yeah. Here. So now it casts Force Wave. Which, yeah, is not working. No support, I guess.
the smell of death surrounds me.
Oh! So it's using Player's Apocalypse. Yeah, that's the wrong type of Apocalypse. Obviously wrong.
The smell of death surrounds me.
And that is so not Balrog AI. This is why it casts Inferno from afar. And Balrogs check for distance and don't do it if the distance is less than 4 tiles. Apart from that, seems identical.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Whoa, that's bugged. So it sends a copy itself and then it returns to him. Does it even hit? No. We got Charge Bolt. I kind of know what it's gonna look like. Well, no, I actually did that to Goat Demons with the wings. And in fact, I didn't know how to do it in a different way. In the Hell 1, it was done by replacing Diablo AI's secondary missile attack with the Charged Bolt. And that Charged Bolt attack happened on every level except for where you meet monsters that use Apocalypse, which is 16, 20, and 24. That is the reason you don't see those winged goats on those levels as well. Or if you see them, they don't use that AI. Well, the one with Charged Bolt in particular. So, okay, Bone Spirit, Elemental, Red Portal, Mana, Lightning, Fire Nova, Fire Nova. Technically, we don't have monsters that cast Fire Nova, or any type of Nova. Uh, but if it doesn't crash,
The smell of death
well, even if it does,
surrounds me.
I could give it a support for Nova and we could have a Nova monster. Someone unique. Come on, surprise me. Well, there you go. It can cast, but there's no damage support against player. Well, actually, after what I did today, I think that's quite easy to add the support. Actually, I think it looks fun. Look at him. Well, damn, I gotta take a screenshot of this. Come on, do your thing once more. That looks spectacular.
The sanctity of this.
I think old David Braddock was right. This game needs blood, fire, and ecstasy. Spectral arrow. Firebolt arrow. Charged bolt arrow. What the hell? Charged bolt arrow. What? What is charged bolt arrow? Me has to see. The hell is that? What the hell's charged bolt arrow?
The smell of death surrounds me.
Oh, that's actually quite pathetic. Alright.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Ah, another tactician. He surrounds himself with fire so that you can't approach because you're dumb and you don't know how to pass the fire. But he is even dumber. He can get out of his ring of fire. Yeah, I like the fire. I don't give a fuck. We need a, you know what? We need a monster, and he would choose randomly from his attacks. And the effects to choose from would be Ring of Fire. We have a shit ton of sprites now. We can use them all day and not run out of them. I think we have 3,000 as a unique, as a limit, which is not happening technically. So we can have this shit all day, and all this fire would look
The sanctity
great.
of this place has been fouled.
Yeah. Unless it gives crashes. It actually might. You can't trust anything in this game unless you manually provide support for it. But once you do, and then you fix what you've done a couple of times, then somewhere there, a stability phase kicks in. But aside from visuals, it's kind of stupid. Does it damage you? Yes, it does. And monster is like a bombardier, invincible. Ooh, I like this. Actually, I gotta mark it like usable. Usable in Fire Nova too. I liked Fire Nova so far. And if, basically, I like Fire from what I understand. I am easy to impress. Now, how about more Disco Inferno? With lightning, with blackjack
The
and
smell of
succubi.
death surrounds me.
Right, same thing. That is not impressive. Dear Torch Ant, this is not impressive. Hmm. Immolation Stone. Big fire explosion. Must be all hive explosion from Hellfire. Spawn Meatball. Also the Jester. Actually, that Jester effect from Hellfire was not the best, to put it politically correct. You, from what I remember, either it was a spell or it was a kind of stuff with charges of Jester, and when you cast it, it chooses randomly from the following effects: Fireball, Firebolt, Town Portal, Apocalypse, Teleport, Mana, Healing. That was total chaos.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Yeah, that's the magic missile. Slightly, mildly recolored by me from Hellfire. They had this blue, yellow, and reddish. This one is what remains of blue. Well, I'd say that looks decent, kind of. Kind of like your, I don't know, magic missile spell. Like a lesser brother of Arcane Star. Actually, Arcane Star looks tiny. Maybe this would be a greater magic spell. Something that maybe knocks back targets like Holy Bolt does. I think this is the one that is used by Necromancer's pet, level 3. Well, still it looks decent enough, I'd say. Maybe a recolored version, like, Crimson, the Arcane Stars type of color.
The smell of death surrounds me.
This is your Beholder magics. We got that. So, okay, Yellow Blast is the Soul Burner thing. Explosion, Lich? Oh, this is okay. The orange missile from Liches. Arcane Arrow, Acid Arrow. Flasks? How do you like flasks? I don't know if there's support for monsters, but we'll see. I think it should target monster, which means itself.
Me.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And not damage itself. Or will it? Yeah, it can damage itself. As stupid as it is, looks fine. The darkness and fire. Lightning, acid, fi firebomb. Trapper machinery. Summons. Okay. Do you even summon? Let's try that. I don't think it will. But you have to try. Technically, summons are available on every level. So, I don't know. But it uses character stats for determining the summon stats. Okay, doesn't work. Yeah. No comprendo. Habibi. Habibi is a new cold. Cold Arrow, Habibi, and Snowbolt. Arcane Star Blue. Really? Fancy.
The smell of death surrounds me.
Yeah, that's your blue star. The one I added like a month ago. Okay, I get it. So these effects could be used as a primary attack, and the monster could be running away from you. I could do such I could make it choose randomly from certain effects, or it could be secondary attack, and the monster would circle you and cast these things at you from distance. Or maybe, well, basically that's what you get. Most monsters behave like this. Either it's some form of hand-to-hand combat, where it goes to you directly, steps away to the side, then steps forward to you, engages you again, like the bat AI, or it's a butcher AI which doesn't think, just attacks you continuously, or it's a form of mix with these effects. Right now, something we didn't use is the the area of novas, and I think it's only Uber Diablo on Doom mode who kind of mixes what spells he uses. Usually he just casts Apocalypse, but on Doom mode, or was it just multiplayer Doom mode? There he has Fireball and Lightning in the mix with the APAC. So he has three types of attacks. He gets triple melee and three types of ranged attacks chosen randomly. So far, I've added an intelligence to the, those bats in late Abyss and early Crypts that used to cast firebolts. Now they are given full support for the fire blast effect. Um, I couldn't cope with this feeling, and um, earlier I renamed one of the bosses on level 14 to Mancubus, and now that boss and his minions use that type of attack where it circles you and from distance it shoots fireballs. I just couldn't help it. I know it's a bad tone to do such things, but I said, to hell with this. I'm doing it. And there were some problems. I couldn't figure out how to do the damage support properly. There's obviously something broken with Fireball. So I wrote the formula manually, which works well from horror dungeon level 1 to crypt 24 on Doom. And by the way, that formula kind of changes the damage output of Torch Ants that was a little over the top. They were supposed to do kind of less damage. Now it should be fine. So yeah, that's it. Basically, that's all the stream. I was actually streaming it to record. I use the recording through streaming to later upload it to YouTube. If you have a comment, let me know You know where to find me.